Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Ashley Hydrick, your Southern Lesbian. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It has been so heavy. I just felt like we needed some levity today, so you're welcome. For those of y'all that follow this sort of stuff, we are smack dab in the middle of 3 eclipses this month, and I just cannot. Okay, we're all like emotionally at capacity. We all are dealing with way more than we can handle right now. So today I thought maybe we could let go of our worries a little, do a little nostalgic deep dive into like nostalgic lesbian film and TV. Well, kinda. Y'all, all right, so here's what I want to talk about. Lesbians deserve a happy ending, damn it. That's the title of today's episode, basically, because we do. And I want to talk about, all right, this is a little negative. Maybe this isn't super positive. I want to talk about the films and TV shows, not all of them, just some of them. There are so many I cannot even name that left us hanging, that didn't give us the happy ending that we deserved. And it's just like, I don't think straight people quite get it, because I am also a screenwriter. So I do have a film like this. I have a little lesbian, bisexual rom-com right now that I'm shopping around. Y'all wish me luck. And I'm gonna tell you, I try to explain this to straight people and they just kind of look at me like, what do you mean lesbians don't get happy endings? I know that the lesbian community understands this. Like, I know y'all get it. There's like a handful, right? Happiest season, kind of, because yeah, they ended up together. The girl got the girl, but did she get the right girl? That remains to kind of be, that's kind of open to interpretation, right? And then like we have the classics like Bound, and I would say Bound ended up where, they got their happy ending, but my God, we had to watch fingers get cut in half to do it. I guess that's fine. It was a fun film, and we had a great sex scene, and and that was fun. So, but let me now just walk you through some of the many very sad ending lesbian films and TV shows. So the question is, why do lesbian characters always die? This is like a dive into the bury your gays trope, if you've ever heard of that. It's kind of like we get all excited to get emotionally invested into these characters, and then what? Then either one of them turns out to be a psychopath. Y'all know who I'm talking about. One of them turns out to get killed in the end. One's a drug addict. One goes to prison. Whatever it is, it's like lesbians cannot catch a freaking break. It's like this unrequited love. That's the word I'm thinking of. Unrequited love! It's pretty much every lesbian story I can think of. I mean, where are the lesbian rom-coms besides the one I'm writing? Where are they? We've only got a handful of them. We're going to talk about a couple of them, but even those don't have happy endings. Happiest Season was, kind of the closest, and it was a nice little holiday film, and I appreciate that. But we do deserve better, y'all. We deserve happy endings. It's like, no wonder the lesbian community has so much emotional dysregulation. No wonder we grew up having to do a shit ton of therapy, pardon my French. But I mean, for real, look at the role models that we saw on TV. First of all, if you're in my generation, I'm Gen X, there weren't a lot of role models. So we just had to cling to whatever straws we could grasp onto, right? So on TV, I mean, I don't remember seeing anybody. Of course, as we grew a little bit older, then films started to sort of pop up. We had Desert Hearts. I know how my generation came up. I know how much drinking was involved in community. I mean, bars were our community. For a lot of people, they still are. That's why, as I've gotten older, I've tried to, now that I don't drink, tried to seek out community outside of the walls of bars, because there can just be so much poor decision making. I mean, it's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. I had years of fun of it. Y'all don't come at me. I had my years. I'm talking about now. I'm a little bit older. It really does make sense that lesbians just don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, because we just never saw it. Why do the writers think that lesbians just can't be happy? That question gets posed to me a lot. Why do writers think that lesbians can't be happy? Well, y'all, it's not always the writers. And look, TV, film, it's drama, right? And I get it. Like, we'll take The L Word, for example. That show was so fun. The original one was just great. What a roller coaster, right? But I've just recently gone back and started rewatching some of the episodes, and they touched on a lot of beautiful things. They really did. And the community felt really realistic for back when I was out in that time in Los Angeles. I mean, it was just one big dysfunctional party scene. There was a lot of infidelity, and that was true. So of course, we watched that stuff and we thought, That's how it's done. That's what we should do. That's totally fine. That's totally normal. Well, y'all, yeah, maybe all those things were normal, but certainly wasn't healthy. I figured it would be fun to walk through some of these older films and just talk about what would it look like if we had actually given them a happy ending. Now, maybe, granted, it wouldn't be as dramatic. Maybe some of y'all wouldn't watch, but I bet you would have. You know why? Because our community wants to see love stories too. A lot of y'all just want good sex scenes in there. So why did I say that? Maybe you don't. I don't care about that stuff anymore. But when I was younger, I did. Right now, I really am craving like good, solid love stories. And God forbid I can actually see it with two women. There's a short film out right now that y'all should look up if you can. It's called Sister Wives. I just saw it a week ago. It is Oscar and BAFTA, hope I'm not getting this wrong, long listed for this year. So it's fantastic. Short film and really exceptionally well done. The acting was phenomenal. It just looked like, it had a little money into it, and the writing was great. You'd really appreciate it. I don't want to tell y'all what the ending is, but just say, it fits our genre. And it was really nice to see that. Really nice to see that. I should give credit to the filmmaker whose name I can't remember. So let's just talk about these films a little bit for a second. Now, the first one that's on the list, I don't think belongs there. I did ask ChatGPT to help me out with some of these films because I can't remember every lesbian film. And I just selected a few to talk about. I don't think that this one belongs on this list. Bound. So I really don't think this film belongs on this list because, yeah, it was intense and it was scary and the women were controlled through most of the film, but they did get their happy ending. They did get out. They did ride off in the sunset together. So I don't really think that film belongs on there. Let's just toss that one aside. Number 7, High Art. Ooh, how many of y'all remember this film that were probably in my generation? I thought this film was so sexy when it came out. I watched it a few times, as I'm sure y'all did too. It's a story of, it was Ali Sheedy and Rada Mitchell, is that right? I hope. Lucy Berliner and Sid, I don't remember Sid's last name, if she had one in the film, but the story of Lucy, who was like a tragic, drug-addicted, but very talented photographer. They made a hot couple, and I had fun watching them. But lo and behold, of course, Lucy can't get over her addiction, and the film does not end well. Again, a lesbian dies, and Sid in the film technically was bisexual because she started off with a man, she ended up with Lucy, but then Lucy pulled a fast one, wasn't healthy, drug addicted, dies. So I don't know if Sid went back to the boyfriend or not. I can't remember, to be honest, but I just remember thinking, what the F kind of ride did I just go on? Why get me all excited about these two and how close they're becoming and how their art is like fun and healing to each other in a way, and then you're just gonna rip that rug out from under me? Huh, Broomhilda? Anyway, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it at all. So if I were to rewrite the ending of that film today, you know what would happen, don't you? Y'all know me. So Lucy would, of course, go to rehab, and she wouldn't do it for Sid. She'd do it for herself because that's the right thing to do. They would seek out a little community. They would have emotional support around them, and we'd see them cohabitate, which probably only took a couple months anyway. I really liked that film a lot, and it really bummed me out when it ended that way, so shame on you, High Art. Number 6, Disobedience. What a gorgeous film. 2 gorgeous stars in this film, Rachel Weisz and Rachel McAdams. It's like you can just stare at that film and be very happy no matter what's happening. And, there were some interesting scenes in there, but this is a Jewish lesbian. We don't know whether to call them lesbians or not because there's so much shame in this film, as it is within a lot of communities and is portrayed in a lot of films, rightfully so. I get it. The thing is, it's like we never really know. Are these women truly lesbians? Would they be together if that shameful element is removed? Or are they bisexual? It didn't seem like it. It seemed like they were fully into each other, and they had this block that kept them from being together. But what a beautiful film. If y'all have never seen that one, please go rent it. It's great. You'll enjoy it. Disobedience. But, obviously, again, if I could rewrite the ending of that film, it'd be like, well, girl, you got to be strong enough to stand up to your husband and your community and be with the woman you love. But sadly, that doesn't always happen, does it? So, shame on you, Disobedience. Okay, y'all. Kissing Jessica Stein. Y'all remember this one? I loved this film. It was a romantic comedy in a sense. I was obsessed with this film. I thought it was so fun, and I loved the characters, and I loved the writing. And oh my God, just the end, I just wanted to scream. I just wanted to scream. Who else was bawling when she's in the swing and she's talking to her mom? And I don't want to give everything away if y'all hadn't seen it. If you hadn't seen it, go see it. Again, a film that starts with a girl who is with a man, and why do they always start this way? They always start this way. With a man, falls in love with a woman, can't fully... Now, in theory, this is what... I was Googling the end of this film and what the controversy was that everyone, the online community said it was. And they said it was because Jessica couldn't fully sexually get into her girlfriend. I guess I do remember that part of the film. And you know what? I mean, that could be the case because not once in this film does it say that Jessica's a lesbian, right? So if Jessica's bisexual, I mean, that could be the case. And as much as I hated it, this movie was a long time ago. It was in 2001. And back then, y'all, we just didn't have films with two lesbians in it with a happy ending. Us grasping onto the bisexual stories was best we could do. And I think this film was a beautiful, probably pretty honest portrayal of, again, another Jewish story of coming out and sort of coming out. I don't know, she did come out, but then she went back in. I'm like, what was the point of that? What was the point of the drama of coming out to your mom, your family, everyone you knew, and then you just like changed your mind? It was an interesting ride. I still loved it though. I really did. I enjoyed that film a lot. Anyway, moving on. Carol. Okay, so Carol, the ending of Carol's a little ambiguous, right? Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara, again, two beautiful, beautiful women who you can just watch. You can just lay back. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about what's happening. You just watch gorgeous women and gorgeous cinematography in that film, too. Really well shot. Beautifully, beautifully done. Cate Blanchett, Academy Award nominee. The problem with Carol is that it left us hanging. Like, we don't really know. We don't really know. Those women went through all that. You know, drove cross country, the guns, all the stuff, the abusive husband, and we're not really sure how they're gonna, you know. Is it unrequited love? We don't really know, so I'm gonna assume it is. Whatever. So, shame on you, Carol. I like clarity, damn it. I like a happy ending for my girls. Just saying. Number 3, Ammonite. Okay, now I can watch Kate Winslet in anything because she's so damn talented and she's so gorgeous. Saoirse Ronan, also beautiful, wonderful actress, great film, period piece where it's just taboo to be out. It's taboo to look at another woman, touch another woman. So if y'all hadn't seen this film, again, I don't want to give too much away about these. This is more of just like walking down memory lane for those of y'all that have. So Ammonite, and by the way, can we talk about that sex scene just for a second? That is not a thing. Do y'all do that? That is not a thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. Back to, I asked little AI to tell me what they thought the bittersweet ending was of Ammonite. And I'm going to read it to y'all real quick. Mary and Charlotte's relationship blossoms, but Charlotte is eventually forced to return to her husband. And the film ends with them gazing each other through a glass display case at the British Museum, y'all. Where Mary's original ichthyosaur is on display, but without any mention of her. Well, which are we supposed to be sad about? The ichthyosaurus? Or whatever, or their unrequited love. Either way, it's bad. Unresolved longing. The final scene with the two women separated by glass leaves the audience with a sense of connection and the potential for their love, but also the harsh realities of their societal constraints and the impossibility of their relationship. Well, no shit, Brunhilde. Anyway, Ammonite, just yet another one that we got excited about because, okay, Winslet's going to be in a lesbian film. And then we get that. We don't even get our happy ending, so... Bah freaking humbug, Ammonite. Again, I really do appreciate that film. I enjoyed it a lot. And the filmmaker also has done some other great stuff and is gay, and I appreciate it. So I don't want to poo-poo it too much. I'm just saying I want to watch them walk off into the sunset. I want to see them kiss at the end of the film. I want to know that they are connected. Is that too much to ask? Next. These next two are going to be a little tough, right? Y'all just hang with me on these, but... If you're my age, then number 2, Gia. You remember that one? Ugh. Now, this is a little bit different because this is like a docudrama based on the true story of Gia Karanji, one of the first supermodels in the 80s who died of AIDS, one of the first women, I think, of high profile that died of AIDS. And what a tough film to watch. Angelina Jolie, this was like her big breakout role. She was phenomenal in it, and it kind of made me fall for Angelina in a big way. What a stellar performance by her. And Elizabeth Mitchell played her girlfriend, Linda. The sad truth about this film is that those two ladies seemed to be doing okay together, but there was this awful thing in the middle, which was drugs. And according to Gia, I think she was a true lesbian, right? Linda, I think, sort of left it a little ambiguous in the film. But my God, they truly had a connection. But unfortunately, heroin mostly took Gia down, and by the time she goes to rehab, which was fantastic, and we're all like cheering for her and woohoo, we're going to get our happy ending, we're going to get back together. Well, y'all. By the time she goes back to Linda, she discovers that she's got sores, weird things are happening in her body, and she has a terminal illness, which is AIDS. And back then, they didn't know what it was. It was the gay disease, so everyone shunned her. It was awful. Nobody could touch her with anything without a hazmat suit on. Her own mother wouldn't even take her back into her home because her then husband wouldn't allow it. They didn't know what it was, and what a sad ending for that beautiful girl. And what a sad ending for those two who could have been a couple. But again, here we are with the tropes again. This one was true. I get it, y'all. I get it. Does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? In this case, I don't know. Like I said, there haven't been many healthy role models for lesbians that are also fun, that are engaging, that we want to watch. So yeah, God bless Gia. Yeah, and I'm just sad that one didn't work out. If it were me, if I were rewriting that, of course she'd have gone to therapy a lot sooner. Of course she'd have gone to rehab a lot sooner, and they'd have gotten their happy ending. But here we are. Okay, y'all, next. Y'all have to know what our grand finale is, because there's just no question. Killing Eve. Now, I loved this show. I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. I hung on every scene of that show. I thought it was so well written. The first couple of seasons, especially, Phoebe Waller-Bridge set it up phenomenally. Emerald Fennell picked up show running in season 2. Phenomenal job to pick up a show like that and carry it and give us some incredible episodes. So, what the hell, y'all? Season 4, we didn't even get a kiss out of these two until early season 3. Fine. They really did an excellent job of stringing us along and holding that. The lesbian community was just hook, line, and sinker for this show, right? That was fun. It was really fun to watch that every week. And then came along series 4. So at the end of series 4, Eve and Villanelle, Sandra Oh and Jodie Comer, finally figure out who the 12 are, finally take care of them, kill them off, the ones that they've got to be free and to be able to live their happy life. And what happens? Villanelle gets shot in the back and dies and falls into the Thames. Thank you very much. I'm just going to read y'all a little bit of what some of the reactions were online here. I asked AI specifically to tell me what it thought the problem was with the ending of this show, and it said, one of the many issues with Killing Eve's series finale is Villanelle's death, a turn of events that underscores some of the show's biggest missed opportunities and missteps. While reflecting on Killing Eve's finale, Jodie Comer recalled that there were a lot of upset fans, and rightly so. The Killing Eve series finale, where Villanelle is killed after a final embrace with Eve, was met with widespread criticism and labeled as a bury your gays trope, with fans and critics expressing disappointment and feeling cheated by the ending. Well, yeah, because we had spent 4 years, y'all. We spent 3 just getting our kiss, right? Series 3, so... And after 4 years, in the final episode, they finally get their happiness, and then you're going to snatch it away from us in an instant? We didn't even have time to savor that. We did not even have time. That show broke my heart in a big way. And I get it. The whole name of the show is Killing Eve, so we're all kind of watching the end going, oh God, is Eve going to die? What's going to happen here? Did they really kill her? No, it must be just metaphorical. She's been through hell. And then they kill Villanelle. Are you joking? I can't, y'all. I can't. So straight people, if you're watching, again, and you don't understand what we're talking about, this is what we're talking about. First of all, one's a psychopath. Yeah, and the other one is kind of a psychopath if she's, doing all the things they're doing. A psychopath with a heart of gold, shall we say. Jodie Comer did an excellent job of making us fall in love with that character. But, okay, as I read on. The backlash. Many viewers felt that the ending was a betrayal of the show's themes and character development, especially the queer relationship between Eve and Villanelle. Yeah. The bury your gays trope, the decision to kill off a queer character, particularly a female character, was seen as a harmful trope that often appears in fiction where queer characters are killed off to shock or punish the audience. Well, why? Why do we need to be shocked anymore? Why do we need to be punished anymore? We're lesbians. We have enough on our plates, y'all. Have you seen the state of the United States? The author of the books, Luke Jennings, who wrote the codename Villanelle novels on which Killing Eve was based, criticized the ending, calling it a bowing to convention and a punishing of Villanelle and Eve. I do agree with you, Luke, I do. Sandra Oh, who played Eve, revealed that the original ending was for Eve to die instead of Villanelle. See, I told y'all, I figured, didn't we figure that? Suggesting that the ending was a last minute change, who knows? She was also an EP on the show, so that means she agreed to it, y'all. Whatever, I still love her. I forgive you, Sandra. Jodie Comer, who played Villanelle, has said that she knew Villanelle's death was inevitable. I think she's just being nice, y'all. What do y'all think? Really? I think she's being nice. She's protecting those people. That's what she's doing. I would too if I were her. She's a brilliant actress. She's got other things to do. Some fans and critics suggested that a more satisfying ending would have been for Eve and Villanelle to walk off into the sunset together, or for Villanelle to survive and continue her journey with Eve. What a concept. Who'd have thunk it? Look, y'all. Look. TV developers, film developers, I know that we need drama. I know that drama is what sells. I get it. But can you give the lesbians a break? I'm telling you, just develop some positive stuff. We will freaking flock to it. Do y'all agree? Please tell me below if y'all will flock to happy endings, if you're just exhausted. Finally, fan theories on this show. Some fans have speculated that Villanelle's death was faked and that she is still alive and that the ending was a misdirection. Well, that would be really fun and I'd love to see that. I would love to do a spinoff. I will write the film. Damn it. I would love to. So then, and during that time when that show was happening, there was a fantastic podcast called Well, Villanelle. There were several Killing Eve podcasts, but this was my favorite, Well, Villanelle. And that was with Candace and Terrence, and they're both queer, and what a fun thing to listen to every week. I would watch a show, and then I could not wait for that podcast episode to come out so that I could hear, what they had to say. And Candace was a writer. I can't remember if Terrence was. I think he was as well. But it was just really fun to get their take on stuff and the drama. They were so passionate about the show. It felt like listening to a recap of the show with friends after a while, which was really cool. So the reason I'm telling y'all about this is because when that series 4 finale came around, all the lesbians were it was party time, right? It was kind of like the ending of the L Word almost. Everybody wanted to watch it. That this podcast, they talked about, we're going to have a live viewing party and we're all going to be together for this. So, I threw up the little live viewing party and I was like, this will be fun. I'm going to watch this show with my fellow queers and I'll see all the comments and that'll be fun. Oh my God, y'all. The gay gasps when Villanelle got shot. The silence that did not ever recover in that podcast, okay? And it was live. It was on YouTube, I think. And it was just you could see the looks on their faces. And they were crying. People were crying. And, I don't think that some writers, not all writers, but I don't think that some writers realize, you're carrying us on a journey with this stuff. Our hearts are invested. These people represent us in that sense. So it was just, that was one of the hardest show endings I think I've ever had to experience. No joke. And again, people make mistakes. People make missteps. Not everyone can predict these things. And the production company was phenomenal and they put out other phenomenal work. And a lot of the people and the writers were on that show were phenomenal. So talented. It was just something I think that they wanted to try to add a little extra drama, and it backfired really badly, unfortunately. But I just really, that's all I have to say about that, y'all. Whatever. I just have been feeling this for so long, and I know that a lot of y'all have expressed that too when I've mentioned it in the past. So I figured, why not? Let's get angry together and pissed off and think about something else other than really what's going on in the world. Raise our voices a little bit. I mean, this is the point of this time right now. We're in these times that are crazy. We need people's art right now more than ever. We need North Stars. We need inspiring content. We need stories that we can cling to and have hope and see a little bit of light in those characters that will reflect back in our lives. And the younger gays and lesbians that are coming up, I mean, maybe some of the younger teen lesbian type shows have some of this. I don't know because I don't watch them. Y'all can tell me. Educate me, please. But I just pray that more positive representation comes about because it's been pretty brutal, y'all, I think. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure y'all are going to have a lot to say about this episode, but share with me below. Tell me. I know I forgot a bunch. Some of them I just haven't seen, quite frankly. So tell me, what are your favorites that you think did have happy endings, and what are the others that didn't, that you would have loved to have seen turn out differently? I just thought it would be a fun thing to start up a little topic of conversation. So y'all feel free to just go wild below. I will jump in when I see your comments. As always, I thank y'all so much for being here every week. It's so fun to be here with y'all. I appreciate your support. I try to keep it as light as I can sometimes, but we are in the thick of some heavy stuff. So, you know, I want us to be there for each other in those senses. And I also want us to remember, have a little levity now and then, right? I mean, why not? If this podcast means something to you, it would mean a lot to me for you to subscribe, for you to like it, for you to share it, for you to comment, because all those things do help the creators. I look forward to chatting with y'all again next week, or maybe sooner. There might be a live coming up. I'm working on it. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful week. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.